Okay, so in this video, you see I have a little bit of a time crunch here. I have a client that's looking for a small butcher block. This is going to be all maple frame with one bottom shelf and a 2-inch thick butcher block uh, countertop. So we're going to put this together. We're going to start just trimming everything up, milling everything up. We're going to use a track saw on these longer boards to get one straight edge. Then we'll run the other half through table saw. Then we'll take it over to the miter saw, cut down the length we want. Then run it through the jointer and planer if need be. The jointer is really not that helpful with these long boards that I have. So I like to use the track saw for this to make easy work of it. And I know it's going to come out nice and flat on each end. You can see like the label, the size that are cut. And now we'll take them over to the miter saw, cut them down to the rough length, and then we'll run it through the table saw, planer, and then we'll do a glue up, and then we'll build the frame. All right, let's go. Okay, you can see here is after I rip everything to the rough length or width, I like to flip them up on their sides. So what we're going to be using here for our butcher block is the edge grain, not the end, the edge grain. So we flip the face over, and then we label the side we want to have up and on the top and the bottom, and then we'll run everything to the planer and jointer, get it nice straight edges, and then we'll attempt to do we're going to do 3 glue ups altogether. We're going to do 2 separate glue ups, and then we'll do 1 final glue up. All right, let's go. Now as the top is going to be drying up, we're going to start the frame mill up. So we're going to be making the frame. It's going to be all maple. It's going to be all 1/4, and we're going to trim it down to about 1.5 inches when it's all said and done. Besides the legs are going to be 2 by 3. So we're going to cut them a little. They're going to be more rectangular shaped, but the frame stretchers and aprons will be about 1.5 inches in thickness and 2 inches in width. As you can see here, so we're milling them up. We got them cut to the final length. Now we're going back onto the top. We're going to start doing a lot of cleanup on the top. So the rest of this project is going to be meaning a lot of sanding, cleanup, and just getting everything nice and flat for the top, and also a lot of sanding for the frame too. We're going to be doing that's the most important part, and then we'll also get into the frame build. Let's go. As you can see there, we did a dry fit after setting everything up. Most important with any kind of joinery is your layout, making sure your layout is correct. Make sure your reveals are set correctly and your spacing is correctly, and I like to use little shims and also like little spacers for my reveals, and also I like to use combination squares, a ton of them, to get my for my markets. Just makes it easier to have multiple ones. So now we're going to do the glue up. We're going to use a little glue, a little brush, and then we'll do some use some clamps, some clamp pressure, make sure everything's nice and square and straight and laid out correctly. All right, let's go. Okay, so we're getting towards the end of this project. This was a really fun build. Wasn't too big, so it's perfect for, you know, all the big project I had in between here. So this was a nice little, almost break. So it was a fun project. This, like I said, it's all ambrosia maple. It's cheaper, but it's still hardwood, but it's a cheaper version of maple. So here we just put our 11 feet on just in case we need them. We're also going to be using, I typically don't do this, but the customer is going to be installing the top. So I'm going to give them options with Z-clips. But also I'm going to give them some pocket holes too, just in case. It makes it easier for them to install on site, because they're going to be picking this up and I think taking it to Tennessee, I believe, but I'm not positive. So yeah, I won't be installing the top, so that won't be part of this build, but I'll have it set up for them, give them instructions how to do it, and hopefully they won't have any issues with this. But we're going to finish this up. We're going to put some finish on this with some mineral oil and some Osmo for the bottom base and shelves, and the top I'm using just our mineral oil and also the beeswax mix that I make up for my board wax. So that's it. We're going to just fortify these bottom shelves with some brad nails and some screws and finishing the top, and that's about it. So this was a fun project. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks for watching.